Hello my dear students, welcome to today's class. Today we are starting our next chapter. Chapter name is Adaptations in Animals. Our new chapter is Adaptations in Animals. Let me write the name here. Chapter 3 is Adaptations in Animals. In our last chapter, we have studied about different adaptations in plants, isn't it? In this chapter, we are going to study about different specialities or adaptations in animals. We know that there are different types of animals around us. Some animals are living in land, some are in water, some are in desert area, some are in cold region, and some animals are there, they are living in mountains. Different animals are living in different area, isn't it? Then they are having different specialities according to the habitat where they are living, isn't it? That's why we cannot see polar bears and kangaroos in our country. Do you know where we can see polar bears and kangaroos? Polar bears are the animals, they live in cold area. And kangaroos are living in Australia. So they're having some specialities to live in such places. Every animal should be adjusted. They should have some specialities to live in some special places. Every animal are adjusted with their surroundings where they are living. That particular process of adjustment with the surroundings in which an animal lives is called as adaptation. That we have already studied in plants, isn't it? Adaptation is a process in which the animals are adjusting with their surroundings. Then only they can survive in that surrounding. Otherwise, they will die. So, based on this adjustment, animals are divided into 5 groups. They are terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, aerial and arboreal. Based on this adaptation, animals are divided into 5 groups. They are terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, aerial and arboreal. Let me write the names here. First one, terrestrial. Terrestrial animals. Second one, aquatic. Third, amphibian. And next one, aerial. And fifth one, arboreal. These are different groups of animals. They are categorized into different groups based on the specialities or their adjustment with their surroundings. Is it clear? And we have to study in detail about all these groups of animals. First of all, we are discussing about terrestrial animals. In terrestrial animals, do you know what you mean by terrestrial animals? We have already studied about terrestrial plants, isn't it? So likewise, terrestrial animals are the animals, they live on land. Terrestrial animals are the animals, they live on land. And there are many examples for terrestrial animals. Can you give some examples for terrestrial animals? Cow, goat, giraffe, we the humans, cat, etc. There are many animals which are living in land. They can be called as terrestrial animals. And in terrestrial animals, some animals are living in forests, some are there in mountains and some are living in desert, etc. So they should have some specialities to live in forests, deserts, mountains, cold regions, etc. So first of all, we are studying about terrestrial animals. They are living in forest. Can you give some examples for animals which are living in forest? Yes, giraffe, lion, deer, etc. Then these giraffes and deer are having strong legs, then they are helping to run fast. These legs are helping them to run fast and they are having strong sense organ to understand the surroundings. These are the specialities of that type of terrestrial animals. They are having strong legs, they helps to run fast and they are having strong powerful sense organs to understand their surroundings. These are the specialities of giraffe, deer, bison, etc. Is it clear? And some animals are there, they are living in dry area. Those animals are called as desert animals. The animals which are living in desert or dry area is called as desert animals. Can you give an example for a desert animal? Yes, camel, it's a desert animal. Then do you know the specialities of camel? And there is another name for camel. Camel is also known as sheep of the desert. Why a camel is calling like that, sheep of a desert? Passengers are using camels for traveling in deserts, that's why. Here we have to study about the specialities of camels or the specialities of desert animals. They are having the speciality that they are using only some amount of water and they are adjusted with the strong temperature. They are using only some amount of water because in deserts only some amount of water will be available, isn't it? So they can live by using only little amount of water and they are adjusted with high temperature. Camels are having thick skin which protects them from high temperature and they can survive without having food for 9 or 10 days. It's very surprising, isn't it? Camels can survive without having food or water for 9 or 10 days. Then their hump is a reservoir of fat. It stores the extra fat and when it is not getting food or water, it can survive by using that fat which is stored in that reservoir. So these are the specialities of camels. And in camels, the leg of camels are having some pads. They are helping to run easily or to walk easily in deserts. It's having some pads in their legs which helps them to move easily in sands in the desert. These are the specialities of camels. So, let me conclude all the things we have discussed here. First of all, we are studied about adaptations. Adaptation is the adjustment of an animal with its surroundings. And based on this, we divided the animal into 5 groups. They are terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, aerial and arboreal. Then we studied about different types of terrestrial animals. Then we studied about the specialities of some animals which are living in forest and some are living in desert, isn't it? And now we have to study about specialities of animals which are living in cold area. That we can discuss on the next class. So let's wind up our today's class. That's it for today. Thank you.